On the continent of Khorvaire, a chance encounter brought 4 intrepid travelers together on the road to adventure. Though they began as strangers, they soon became known as the Hero Squad.
So the squad ended up going down into the Whispering Rock, where they encountered some ne'er-do-wells, bandits of a sort, and dealt with them in a rather violent manner. And then they proceeded to explore what seemed to be some kind of, deep underground draconic temple. And as they went through several chambers, it illuminated some historical murals and whatnot that kind of gave some more understanding of what's going on in the draconic prophecy. Eventually, this allowed the group to unlock a large dragon door where they were able to go in, and they found another one of those powerful relics that they have so lovingly referred to as the Cheesema, in reference to a wonderful character. After discovering that, Atlas was confronted by a sort of spiritual guide who referred to him as the Starbringer and gave some more details that might help the gang moving forward, but they were interrupted by Nemia and Claw, who proceeded to absolutely wreck everyone. They opened the box that we had seen at the beginning of the series that was stolen, that was kind of the impetus for the beginning, and inside that box was a blade known as the Blade of Balance. Nemia stabbed the Cheesema with the Blade of Balance, and it seemed to change color and created a shockwave. And after that happened, a couple things happened. Marakai fell to the ground in essentially having what seemed to be like a seizure of some sort. And as everyone was escaping the crumbling Whispering Rock, it was clear that there was some damage being done to the area all around the Whispering Rock. They were saved by several of their compatriots showing up in an airship just in the nick of time. And as battle kind of raged all around them, they saw the forest sort of almost melting in the distance as they were escaping. And that was where we ended last season. So, beginning of season 2. Atlas, you find yourself on a train. You're guarding the door to the engineer's cabin. Your friend Rhaegar opens the door in front of you and extends his hand, an apple in his palm.
Hey there, buddy. Don't forget to eat while you're on duty. You gotta make sure you balance your time or you're gonna lose it here.
Then, just over your shoulder, you can see into, or just over his shoulder, you can see into the dining room, just behind him. And you see all of your friends gathered around. They seem to be laughing, happy, having a whole bunch of fun. But you can't really muster up the courage to step forward, to go into there. You want to go in, but you know it's not your time yet. You have to guard the door. As you think that to yourself, the door behind you slides open. You can hear the voice of the engineer, Ranspur.
The balance is all off.
You hear him mutter. You turn to look and see him staring down at the controls of the train.
Something's knocked the balance loose, and I don't know what it could be. Without balance, this whole train is going off the rails. Can you go check that?
Without thinking, you nod, and you climb the ladder to the top of the train. There, on the other cart across from you, you see Hex standing. I couldn't find the balance. Maybe it isn't for me. Maybe I belong. And just as he says that, you see an armored gauntlet burst through his chest, ripping him to pieces. Claw charges at you from behind him, leaping the gap. You try to avoid his attack, but you slip, barely grabbing hold of a bar as you fall to the side of the train. You hold tight as you look below you, only noticing now that the train car is actually falling into a deep, inky void. You look back up to Claw standing over you.
Careful. Seems you've slipped and lost your balance. But that's okay. It's too late for balance. You see.
And as he says this, he presses his heel into your fingers, gripping onto that bar, and you wince in pain, knowing that you can't hold on for much longer. And as he steps on your hand, you writhing in agony, he says,
We can't go back anymore. The only way forward is through.
And then he crunches your hand. You fall off of the train. And as you're falling deeply into this void, you can see the train in the distance above you. And a giant black dragon, the mouth larger than the train itself, devours it in one bite. And slowly, as you fall into darkness and cold envelops you, in the distance, you see a twinkle. You wake up screaming. Ah! It's been a while since you've been awake. 3 weeks, in fact, since the fateful combat at the Whispering Rock. This is your first time waking up.
Oh.
You look over to the bed next to you, and you see Rhaegar as well, sort of kind of tossing and turning. Not seemingly doing too well, but he seems like he may also be conscious. Mm-hmm. Next to Rhaegar, sitting in a chair, kind of tending to his wounds, you see Helcha. And she seems to be kind of applying some bandages and kind of wiping down his head. She kind of startles when you pop up. Oi! You're awake!
Helcha?
Oi, that! Oh, it's good to see you. I was worried about you, that.
Are we on a ship?
No, we're not on a ship.
Where are we?
We're at Stormhome.
Oh.
A lot has happened since you, well, you should probably talk to someone.
I'm talking to you, Helcha.
I'll be right back. So, Helcha leaves.
Okay.
Rhaegar, you come to.
Atlas?
Rhaegar?
Hey, buddy. How you feeling?
Oh, I've got a splitting headache, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
Oh.
You were screaming. What's with... I mean, you scream a lot, but that seemed like a important scream.
Yeah.
What's that about? Were you having bad dreams again?
I had a particularly weird one this time, man. And I explained to him the train and the darkness and the dragon and the me falling.
So I gave you an apple?
You gave me an apple.
All right. I mean, apples are pretty good. They're chock full of vitamins and nutrients. It was probably a good sign.
But then you got eaten by a dragon.
Yeah, but so did everybody else, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just glad to be part of the party.
So, coming through the door, you see Lordran, as well as Brittany and Christina, flanked behind. You're awake.
Oh, Lordran?
Yes. It's good to see you. How are you feeling?
I mean, been better, but we're alive and...
We're in Stormhome. Don't remember that.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
How long have we been out?
About 3 weeks.
Holy
Not long enough.
crap. Jeez.
Do Christina and Brittany know how we got back?
Yes.
Okay. How did we get back?
So, what happened at the end of the combat and everything? You're flying away in the ship. You two passed out. You two were fine because the damage that was done to you was in your heads rather than physical. You all, the airship flew, once you got onto it, you flew straight towards Stormhole. But since then, because it only took you about a day to get back, you have been going with Lordrum and several other individuals back into the mainland and helping people escape from that region. Because it seems that the damage that was done to the Whispering Rock has spread pretty far.
Oh, wow.
Askelios was engulfed. Most of the forest is gone, of the Eldine Reaches. All, essentially, it seems disintegrated, like melted away. All that's left is muck and bones, and it's like kind of this deadly plains.
And it's still spreading.
It seems to not be spreading very... it seems to be reaching an equilibrium.
Okay.
You know? So there's a large area that's been affected, but it seems that the creep of that has kind of subsided. However, there have been some other things that have been going on everywhere that seem to be causing some other concerns. So what you've been doing is you have been going around and essentially helping to shuttle refugees back to Stormhome, which seems to be one of the few places that is protected from all of the issues that seem to be going on because of its magical barrier. And by issues, I mean everywhere seems to be experiencing rain in excessive amounts, and the rain is slightly acidic.
Ooh.
So there are certain environmental impacts that are happening. There's a lot of kind of, you need to be a little bit smarter about what water you drink. It seems like things have gotten pretty tough for people on the mainland of Khorvaire, specifically in this region. Additionally, I'm saying this all in exposition mode because it's like I didn't actually get to talk to you two, so you know what's been going on. The Fairhaven government seems to have pretty well shut itself off from the world. You will have remembered when the lockdown happened.
Yeah.
It seems that they've gone nearly radio silent, and there have actually been talks of several airships being shot down near Fairhaven.
Okay.
So there's a lot of bad going on in the world. So now, Lordran, consider that being Lordran just finished giving you that info dump. That's what's been going on.
Is there any good news?
You're alive.
Yeah, that is okay. I mean, any other good news? Is there anything good that can possibly have come out of this? Wait a minute. You talked to a bear.
I talked to a star bear. Yeah.
Any news on the star bear?
No, I don't know anything about the star bear.
I think only we know about the star bear.
Well, now you do too.
What's a star bear?
Okay, I mean,
You guys been hanging out with him for 3 weeks and you didn't tell him about the star bear?
It hasn't been important.
I would just like to note that after we got back, Brittany has basically just been like reading and researching, going to the library and like.
And you've been helping out with the refugees.
Well, that too, but like
In between
of that, Brittany's just been doing a lot of reading, a lot of researching, a lot of drinking. Candlelights low, all the wax is
running all the way to the end, dripping right off the little candelabra.
And so she's like still like completely focused right now and just like writing and researching right now and doesn't really care what's going on around right now.
Okay.
Besides what's in the book.
Because you're researching a new song?
yeah, is she researching her next show? What's going on with her? I've never seen her so focused, except for when she's planning a show and trying to exploit the services of me and Atlas.
Look, there's been too much going on to care about what she's researching. We've just been going back and forth ferrying people to Stormholm. It's been a mess.
So what she's researching isn't important, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Got it.
As far as Christina knows, she's just like, yeah, she's just reading.
Which is very peculiar for her.
Sometimes the best thing when people need help is the people that want to do their own thing. Like the only time we need people is when they actually want to help. So she's busy researching.
So she doesn't want to help.
She's researching.
What's she researing, though?
It's not my...
Wait, what are you researching?
What?
What are you
Oh
researching?
my gosh, you're awake. When did this happen?
Just like, just a little bit ago. But what are you reading? Is it good?
I'm reading a way to try and save us. Save the world.
So, any good news yet?
No, it's a lot of
Because Lordrum was
cryptic
not
bullshit
full of
right
good
now.
news.
No, hi Lordrum, you're here
all right.
again.
Yep.
How's it going?
Just,
Same old.
happy to
same
see
old.
that they're doing all right.
Yeah, this was a surprise. Why didn't anyone tell me that this happened?
You were busy reading.
Yeah, we
that's-
just told you.
Christina said you didn't want to be interrupted, but I was like, she probably does.
Yeah, it's not been a fun time researching. There's not a lot of information out there, but I'm doing what I can.
I mean, Fairhaven's completely closed off.
Yeah,
The
and they
library's
have all
completely
the
destroyed,
Yeah, they have most of the information. I mean, we've got a library here in Stormhold, but it's not as good.
We got a spy, though, on the inside.
What?
We know that dragon fella at the library, and you have a history of talking with that dude in your dreams. Maybe if you just think really hard, you can dream and contact him, get some information.
Our last dream was mostly just like, Claw kicking me off of a ship that then got eaten by a dragon, and then me falling into an inky blackness.
Do you want me to put you asleep again? I can do that for you.
I'll pass.
Okay, fine. Just trying to help.
I also get saving throws now, so no.
I also want to note that Brittany is now in her goth phase.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah.
Little alt?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of dark colors right now.
Okay.
So the world is
Okay.
dark, so Brittany feels she has to project that same darkness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't want to be out of fashion.
Yeah.
She's a pop star.
Right.
She represents
all
popular
the
culture.
refugees have like rags, and I have to go in with local fashion.
Oh my gosh.
So you're
That's
using,
the most Britney thing
Yeah,
ever.
it's the what is it? The derelict.
Yes.
Yes.
It's still very fashionable, but it's just a lot darker.
You keep telling yourself that.
You smell terrible.
I smell great. I take baths every day, unlike some people.
Hey, I've been asleep for 3 weeks.
You've been
I have an
you've had
excuse.
sponge baths though. I know about that.
It's because she's been doing it for you.
Shut up.
So in the 3 weeks that me and Rhaegar have been in a coma, has there been any news of the movements of is it Pentar?
There's been no news of any of them.
They took a blade with them, right? They had a blade.
The blade of balance.
Yes. Any news about? Wait. You said in your dream. Mm-hmm. You were talking about balance a lot.
Yep.
Could that have something to do with the blade? I think it's one of those Mephistopheles.
Metaphors?
That's the one.
I was very confused. I'm happy that you guys figured that out.
No, I got
Because
it.
I thought Mephistopheles is another person that we met
This guy
along the
always
way.
finishes my
Sandwiches.
exactly.
He is a big guy. He needs to eat. Grown boy.
So,
Baby bird.
I mean, it's true. My dream did talk a lot about balance and the need for balance. So the only thing that we know so far about balance is the sword of balance. What do we know about the sword of balance, though?
Blade of balance, more of a dagger.
Sword for a very small person.
Can I roll?
Sure, you can roll like a knowledge.
Hobbit sword.
I guess it'd be like history, or is there just a knowledge roll?
There's a history.
Yeah,
Like
I can roll
checks,
history.
Yeah.
I'd say roll history.
Okay.
I do have a
I
plus
haven't
one
found
history.
anything. That was a 5.
Gotcha.
19.
Yeah, but you were asleep for 3
Yeah,
weeks.
well, but
But I was
yeah, but I
reading
can- I
in
have prior
bedtime
knowledge.
stories.
yeah, you might have some prior knowledge. Yeah, you would have. This would have been one of
child's
those.
tale.
Yeah, it would have been one of those stories that like thieves would have thrown around back when you were in Fairhaven, where they would have, they talk about all like the legendary weapons, right? Because they're like, oh yeah, I stole this one off that guy, right? So you've heard of the Blade of Balance. You don't really know much about it other than it's very ancient, very powerful.
It's very ancient, very powerful.
Seems to be associated
Really?
with a heroic individual who was involved in sort of killing a whole bunch of very powerful and evil beings. So it's sort of not quite a creation myth kind of thing, but it is like an old mythology.
Right.
So what's real and what's not is a very difficult
Like the
thing.
hammer of Thor.
Yeah.
So is it one of those things where if like it's a good person wields it, good things happen? If a bad person wields it, bad things happen?
There's no...
Because I imagine it's a powerful weapon.
yeah,
so-
I mean, I think there's no specific tale on that, but I mean, the implication is that because it has power, good hands should hold it, not bad ones. Yeah. So that would be what you would know.
Okay. So, fairy tales.
Well, I mean, no, because we saw the damn blade. It's a real thing.
No, it's a real thing, for sure.
Yeah.
Fairy tales is what we know about it.
I mean, this whole damn thing is a fairy tale.
You're right.
We are living in a gigantic fairy tale.
Have we seen fairies yet?
They're more like myths, not fairy tales.
Sure.
You gonna really be pedantic at this point
I
about
am.
the difference between a myth and a fairy tale?
I just was, yes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
One's really, really old.
Are there fairies in this game? Like,
Yeah, but they're not like, I think they're more murderous.
But we haven't heard anything about the location or happenings or anything of the group of people that kicked our ass back in Whispering Rock.
To be fair, the getting information or contact with anyone has been very difficult.
Okay.
The communication networks seem to have gone dark. It's very hard to.
I think we
understand
need to
what's
shine
going
some
on.
light on these communications, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not one to just sit around and ferry a bunch of poor hapless souls from one place to another. I'm a man of action.
I mean,
and I need some action in my life.
It's pretty important work, though.
It's fine, okay? You guys are doing a great job, but I'm just saying, not my style. My style is infiltration, sneaking. A lot of time unsuccessfully, but sneaking. I say we get into Fairhaven and figure out what's going on in the city.
Doesn't the queen and everybody want to kill us?
Yeah, but I mean, who doesn't want to kill us at this point? That really limits the places we can go.
I legitimately think it will be very difficult to try and get into Fairhaven.
What would you suggest? Because the longer we sit around doing nothing to stop these bad guys, the farther ahead they get.
I think that perhaps my captain may know something more. He may have a plan.
Oh, who's the captain?
So Lordran kind of leads you outside, and when you walk outside, you realize you're actually in, the spire, the tower where all the airships dock and all the
Wasn't like half of
and
it on
everything.
Where the
fire?
showdown went, where we got launched out.
Or no, it was a fake fire.
Yeah, that was where fake fire was. So yeah, you're on that spire. That's where you've been staying. So instead of being out in town, you are like in the spire.
Okay.
And as you walk outside, first thing you notice, crowded. Stormholm is packed to the gills. There are people everywhere. It is,
Is there any unrest within the city, like the people who inhabited Stormholm being resentful towards the refugees that are inundating the city? Is there any
are you asking
unrest?
Are you asking Lordran, or are you just?
I guess I am. Yeah.
There are some of the upper classes who are shielding themselves from all of this. They find this a little bit of a sullying of their area, but for the most part, everyone's been very welcoming. Those who are discriminatory, they're keeping to themselves on the high hill.
That's great. Everyone coming together to lend a hand.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, as you come out, though, what you also see is airships are coming and going. It's lots of motion. And Lordran just quickly holds up a little kind of wand thing, press a little button, a little kind of flare kind of shoots out.
Whoa.
And as he does that, kind of a shadow kind of goes over you guys, and you kind of see some wings open up above you. You hear the screeching of of some kind of bird, and a hippogriff, dashes downward and lands right next to you. And on top of that hippogriff, you see a dragonborn who has red and yellow kind of features. So lots of mostly red with some yellow kind of striping and whatnot. Has a couple of axes strapped to his back. Like a sort of harness that's got him kind of hooked in to the hippogriff, and a lance at his side. And he hops off the hippogriff, kind of pets it on the side of the face a little bit, kind of scratches its little ears, kind of start to pant a little bit, and kind of make the hippogriff, I guess I should describe, looks little raven-like in the face, coloration kind of greens and purples, and seems to have a very playful demeanor. And so it's kind of bobbing its head up and down a lot, and when it's getting little scratches, it's kind of going kind of squawking along. The Dragonborn looks to Lordran. Sir, you rang for me? Oh. Are you the heroes that I heard of? The ones at the Whispering Rock? Yes. I recognize you.
Yes, we are those heroes.
Yes. Congratulations on your success. Obviously, this is not ideal, but from everything that we understand, it could have been much worse.
Success.
Yes.
We succeeded. And we're heroes.
Yes. I would say so. In the face of extreme uncertainty and danger, you went in foolishly and wholeheartedly in order to fight against powers that may be larger than you could ever imagine, and yet you did so with no fear.
If we were to walk into town and people
no one else
probably
knows
recognize us,
no,
right?
No one else would recognize you. No.
I can go to the bar and say it's me, part of the hero squad, and
You've been knocked out for 3 weeks.
You may
that's 3 weeks I haven't been getting any due praise for being a hero.
It probably won't work that way. I mean, I consider you a hero. Everyone else might consider you the cause of their plight.
You get me free drinks.
I mean, in the barracks, you can...
What is your name?
My name is Rivawaram Prompak. You may call me Ravo.
Thank you,
Ravo,
because I was not going to remember that other name.
It's all right. Dragon names are difficult for many people,
Yes.
but Lordran kind of turns to Ravo and was like, so, has there been any movement on the plan? Now that people seem to be up and walking, perhaps we can move forward with trying to figure out what's been going on.
I have a question. Have Christina and I met Ravo before, Or this
Yes.
is okay. So
Yes.
we're
you
okay,
would know
we're good
Ravo.
friends.
You've worked with Ravo going.
We've gone drinking
on the missions. So Ravo turns to Lordrum and if this does indeed have to do with draconic prophecy and we have no other means to turn to, I think it would be smart to go where there might be dragons.
Where might be dragons?
Are you talking to the west?
To the east.
Not to the
far
wastes.
Beyond the wastes.
Beyond the wastes.
Well,
To my homeland of Jubara.
Chubara.
I know we
It's with
haven't
a Q.
talked about it before, but we've also have received the poem.
Yeah.
Where they talk about the different areas where the dragons might be.
Yes. Those locations we have yet to decipher where they could be.
So
But-
if we go to your home, that will be the first step.
We would hopefully be able to find those. And also hopefully find a cure for your friend.
You talking about Marakai?
Yes.
Wait, what's wrong with Marakai? Where?
Don't you remember?
I don't remember anything that happened.
When
I mean, I
When-
passed out on the
Oh,
I
ship.
and
remember her
that lady-
having like a seizure and passing out, but to be fair, I passed out as well.
Yeah, and I did
so-
too. I mean, I figured we're up and kicking again.
yeah, when they attacked that ball, that chisma ball, whatever you want to call it these days, Marakai like freaked out.
But
She changed colors.
But like, you guys can
hasn't
cure
been
her,
awake.
right?
She hasn't been awake since.
Well, neither have we. What
But
is
Marakai
what is her
is
condition?
Come with me. Come with me.
Okay.
So he leads you back inside down a different corridor to another room where now you see Helcha over Marakai, doing the old, wiping the brow, kind of monitoring her. You can see, and not only is Helcha there kind of doing the normal first aid type stuff, but there's also like a cleric who's just kind of hands over her, just constantly mumbling, essentially, which you realize is probably a prayer of some sort. And you can see, on her body that, she looks much more like kind of like a yellow, sickly kind of green almost.
no.
Not her normal bluish, purplish vibrance that you would be used to.
Yeah.
And specifically, it seems to emanate from, on one of her arms that would have been her sword arm. You see it much, much more intense and green and everything, and it's kind of creeping along her body.
Yikes.
And she's completely unconscious. Every now and then you see her body kind of like shake or convulse, but then she calms down. But she's not doing well.
What's causing this?
Well, we believe it originates with whatever that item was, the chisma, as you call it.
That's what we've known to call it because that's what the fish people we talked to called it.
Whatever it may be, it's an ancient device we know nothing of, but it's clearly of very great magical importance. And I believe that with Marakai's connection to the elements, and with what we've been seeing happening across the world, that perhaps it's affecting her stronger than others.
Has there been other genasi in town that have also been affected by this?
Genasi are not quite common here, so we haven't really heard any tale of this.
How
Maybe
about
we should-
elementals of her same element type?
There have been a number of airships, trains, and other such devices that have been surging, exploding, breaking down, elementals running rampant in cities. It's quite dangerous time.
Interesting. So all the elementals seem to have been affected by the same thing.
Like
Well-
they're out of balance.
I imagine like type elements of Marakai. Because, genasi are tied to elements or certain elements.
Yeah.
We don't really know what Marakai ever was, though. She never really explained.
But that was just them destroying one chisma. If they're able to get to others and destroy them, then this is going to start spreading like wildfire.
Yes.
And that is our concern.
So we need to figure out where the other chismas are and try to beat them there.
Exactly. And this is why I suggest we try and find somewhere that we can find information on these. I suggest Jubara only because it is where I know that dragons would live in a larger number, or dragonborn on this mainland.
Did you see anything in your studies, Brittany, about chismas, locations, or otherwise?
What should I roll for that?
Another knowledge, or history rather.
What about investigation?
You can roll. You go ahead and roll investigation.
That's a 22.
Oh wow. Okay. So, you again, mythologies, right? That's the only place you're finding knowledge on this. Is it's always spoken of as myth. But allegedly, these ancient devices exist in several areas of Khorvaire. They are supposed to be under the protection of dragons in order to maintain the balance of the elements. They have been lost to time, and most people assume they did not actually exist, and it was sort of a creation story related event. But now that they seem to be acting in the way that they're described in the tales, it seems that those stories may be true. So yeah.
I relay all that.
So if they're true, I guess we need to figure out how many there are and where the heck they are.
Would we know how many there are from the
poem?
the poem and the little?
You could
It's a small
maybe
world?
infer. Yeah, you could probably go back and read that poem and maybe.
I would infer that there's 4.
I think there's 4, yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that one,
Is destroyed.
Or
We know
7.
the one deep in the sea.
Yeah.
right?
I think there's 7. actually.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6 minus the one that was destroyed.
Yeah.
Christina hit it.
Just to
One
clarify, I just
underwater.
want to make sure you guys recognize it did not get destroyed. You saw it change color, but it didn't
Right.
like disintegrate or explode or anything like that.
Okay,
got-
so it's still in
damaged.
play.
It got damaged.
Got damaged.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
But we know
took
where
it,
2
right?
are.
Yes.
they did not take it.
They
We
did
know
not
where 2
take
are.
it.
We know where a damaged one is, and we know where potentially an undamaged one hopefully still is.
in the water.
Do we start by going to the one that we know? I mean, because that's just off the coast of Stormwind.
But
Stormhome.
Stormhome.
but what will we
What's
do with
Stormwind?
Not a real place, that's for sure.
That's the other potential thing. If we don't go and protect that Chisma, would we want to tell others here about it?
If we can't get there, somebody should. I
do
mean,
we
if
trust people here?
if for
But there's
nothing other
already
than to warn them.
The dragon's already there protecting it.
Yeah, but I don't know if that dragon's going to be able to hold off. Did you see what we were up against?
I guess, can we get a message? Lordrum still here? Mm-hmm. Can we get a message to that fish town? Because I trust the fish people well.
Yeah, if we can find Chisma guy, then
Yeah.
he's solid.
Certainly we can try. As I said, it's been difficult contacting any, but it is rather close, so we could send a team, yes.
I feel like it's very
Yeah.
protected because not only is it underwater, but you also have to go underneath the brine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Dork knows how to get there.
Trigus. Dork.
Then I'd suggest maybe we write up a message to send to them, letting them know to potentially defend that temple.
I think that's a
where they're
solid
getting
idea.
their electricity from more than they normally would.
I think everybody's dependent on keeping that place safe.
Yeah.
And we only really stumbled on it by chance. I don't think.
Because we saved that fish guy.
Yeah. So I think that one is pretty much protected as long as we don't go spreading where it is.
Right. We just got to make sure that they know to anticipate something.
Correct. I agree with that statement. And the damaged one is, did we take it with us? Where is it located?
It's still there.
In the Temple of
Okay.
the Whispering Rock, which collapsed into
Which probably
the
no one wants to
basin.
go into.
Yeah,
since
yeah.
it's
Right.
not-
So-
I mean, they've already got that one. I don't think they're coming back for it.
Yeah.
I would strongly suggest not going back there.
Yeah.
So I think our best bet is to honestly find the ones we don't know where they are.
Well, do we need to go to Obara in order to research this more?
Chubara's place of the Dragonborn and
Was it Chubara?
Chubara.
It's with a Q, so yeah.
Oh,
I was looking at Obara on the map.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Kobara. Yeah,
It's
you're
Kibara,
right.
yeah.
I thought that was no.
sorry.
Thanks,
Kibara.
Obara.
We should probably go there because it is the place of the Dragonborn and the dragons, and they will have a better connection with it. We might be able to learn something from somebody.
It's possible.
There's certainly a lot that I would like to learn there. So
I feel like dragons are very important to this, and probably they're going to have a wealth of knowledge there.
Plus, you
Maybe
bring
they can
your
tell us how to get a hold
baby
of that
bird.
other dragon in Fairhaven. Do
I
dragons
still have that on me,
like
right?
speak telepathically to one another?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, though, but you don't know.
I am but Dragonborn, not dragon.
All right. So there's a ray of hope.
Lordran just turns to you once again and says, now you mentioned something about a spirit bear?
Star Bear, yeah.
What is this star bear?
Celestial Bear, something.
What
I don't know.
What did it say?
Well,
Do you not remember at all?
does Lordrum know about the? We told him about the dragon egg, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Yeah,
you
I got
tried
yelled at
really
for
hard
telling
not
him.
to, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still keep it hush hush.
Well, it told me about the stone that I have on me, the special one that I'm not supposed to show anybody.
Right.
It told me.
Well, I guess Raybo knows now.
Yeah, but he only knows it's a stone, not a dragon egg.
God.
Oh, jeez.
You have a dragon egg.
Yeah.
It told me that I should seek out Mount Celestia. Am I getting that right?
Yes, Celestia, yeah.
Yeah. It told me that I should seek that out. And I have no idea how to get there. So,
Celestia.
yeah. Do you know, is it just an airship away?
Certainly not. I've always wanted a ship that could sail the skies into the stars, but I don't currently have one of those, so no, I don't.
Do you know somebody who does?
I don't think those exist yet.
Yet. Another ray of hope.
Also confident. Yes.
Got it.
So in this case, us getting to Celestia, probably not likely.
Lorgen's like,
You know what, though? 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have thought that a star bear would be likely either, but here we are, all right? Things keep changing on a daily basis here. Anything's possible, all right?
Yeah.
Positive thinking.
You know what would be nice and it's possible?
your view.
Thank you.
If you stop talking about the dragon egg.
He started. Oh, you did. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, that's on me. But maybe if you just don't say it again.
Brittany opens her flask and starts drinking.
Perhaps if we came up with a nickname for it.
Cheesema.
No. That's a horrible idea. If you're already calling the ancient orb devices cheesmas and this is a cheesema, it's all just going to get confusing.
Cheesema.
That's a bad name as well.
I think we actually had it.
If you had
a potato or something.
Potato.
If you
yeah.
had
But then people are going to think it's a potato.
well,
You're going to start thinking it's potato.
It is your child. So what would you name your child?
I'm not going to name it yet. That's just bad luck.
That's true.
Well, then name it something that you don't like.
Wait, what?
Brittany.
How does that make sense?
Oh, that's so sweet of you to name it after a friend.
Yep. It is sweet, isn't it? All right, Brittany.
So
back
now
in my
whenever we
pocket.
talk about Brittany, we're actually talking about
No. It's not Brittany. It's a little B.
Little B.
So, anyway, interplanar travel is not something I'm an expert in, but I believe it's possible. It's certainly happened in the past.
We might find one in Chibara.
Would we find one in Chibara? Someone that has.
Perhaps.
Okay.
The knowledge that we will find in Chibara will at least be very different than what is available here.
Yeah,
Is that a nice way of saying that Stormhome's dumb?
everyone's on vacation here?
It's true.
It's a fairly isolated and harsh environment, so there's not a lot of contact.
It's harsh environment outside. Once you're inside, it's just like it's vacay. It's beach times.
Well, no, I think he's talking about Chibara.
Yeah, Chibara? No.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
Chibara
sorry,
is...
sorry.
Once you're inside, it's more like giant wasps and
Wait.
creeping vines.
So
Circle back on that one.
how about you guys go check it out? We'll wait here, all right? We got a couple of speaking stones. You can just communicate to us, you know.
That's fine. If you don't want to be a part of it, we'll go.
I thought you were itching for adventure just a minute ago. You
Yeah,
want to be rescuing
like a different
people?
kind of adventure.
I was so hoping to
One
fight
with
along
more
the heroes.
drinking and, you know, maybe
I'm
an
sure
occasional
there's
scrap.
some amazing
Giant wasps, are
dragonborn
they
ale.
friendly?
I think you know the answer to that.
Is there ale?
Yes.
All right, I'm back on board.
Well, the Dragonborn are known for their exotic liqueurs.
It's the only way to really survive out there. So,
Cubara? Qdoba?
Listen, I've been trying to get there for weeks now, but you two have been sleeping.
All right, everybody, hands in. On the count of 50.
What?
I refuse
Three.
to do
On the
this.
count of 3, Chibara.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, Chibara!
ooh, I could really go for some ciabatta right now.
No, it also sounds good. A churro.
Ooh, that does sound delicious.
So how are we getting there?
By airship, shall we?
Yeah.
So, you head outside with Revo, and you see the ship that you would recognize because it's the one that you stole from Fairhaven.
Have we painted it?
Is it still the same captain that we hired for like a
No,
week?
No.
No, it's Dragus, right?
It's Dragus now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because remember he was very clear. He was like, I am not sticking around.
Yeah.
He stuck around. He's at the bar. So yeah, you go outside. You see the airship. I don't know. Have you painted it?
Of course I've painted it.
What color did you paint it?
Sparkles.
Did you?
Sparkles color.
This does not fit with your new goth face.
You yourself has the
Oh
brush
yeah, I
and
guess.
the roller and
It's
whatnot?
dark sparkles.
Darkles.
I can't
they
see
like
you
dark
with the
purple.
manual labor and the painting and whatnot.
Oh,
no,
well, I
but
didn't paint
yeah,
it.
she
no.
advised it.
Yeah.
In the same way that she had a dress made.
I sat back in like a chair with a drink with the umbrella in it and said, yes, that's great.
But everything's dark, right? So it's a dark umbrella?
It's a dark
drink?
umbrella, yeah.
Okay. Like, I like to think that you still live the same, like, lap of luxury, but everything's just muted colors.
Yeah, it's like if you turn off a light and it's black light everything.
Yeah.
That's sort of like my motif that I'm going for.
nice.
So it's a lot of like
Okay.
neon purple.
All right. So you get back up onto the ship. Dragus is there. Hey guys!
Dragus!
Welcome to the ship. I'm the captain here.
Yeah, you are.
That's pretty neat, right?
You are the best captain I've ever met.
Ah, come on.
Way more polite than the last captain, gotta say.
Was he not nice? I talked to him earlier. He seemed like an okay. I mean, it's a little crotchety and whatnot, but he seemed nice.
I like you. You're my favorite.
You guys are great.
Yeah.
I love you. You're great. So, welcome to the ship. You got your quarters down below. We got all kinds of stuff. Chief Engineer Ransper's down below.
Nice.
He's manning the elemental, making sure everything's going great there because that's been a little tricksy lately.
I don't want to throw Ransper under the bus, but the last time I was on any sort of a vehicle with him, it crashed terribly. Is he reliable?
Well, I've talked to him about that, and I'm pretty sure that he said that was mostly other people's fault.
Did he use any names?
I think he said all of y'all, but I wasn't sure.
Has he heard about our new hero status?
To be
I wanna
fair,
talk about it. Come
Mostly Marakai exploding the ship the last time.
That's true. Does he know that? He understands that, right?
Yeah, he understands that your friend Marakai blew it up when you guys were all there.
But she wasn't our friend at the time.
I don't know that.
Okay.
So, you guys all now you see the ship. You can explore the ship if you'd
What
like
is
to.
the ship's name?
I don't know if you guys want to name it. Brittany was throwing around a bunch of ideas, but I said it wouldn't be appropriate to name it without everybody around.
Brittany, what's the name of the ship?
No one give me any prep for this.
I'm sure.
Oh,
love it.
welcome to my life. Hello, NPC I invented in this moment because you needed an NPC because one of you decided to go to the mall or something. What's your name? It's wonderful.
Stave in the ship.
It's not named Staven.
The SS Staven.
It's named not Staven.
It has to be something dark like her soul at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Dark Staven.
Dark Staven.
It's just Daven. Oh my goodness. The Dark Staven.
What you
Oh
got?
my gosh, I need a good ship name. This could take a little bit.
All right,
Well,
we'll
we don't have
circle
to
back.
figure it out right away.
We'll circle back.
I'm sure she'll come up with something amazing.
Of course. I
will.
Have a new-
She's a genius. Have you seen her shows?
Go,
They're every night.
go.
I hear it's the
on.
same thing over and over again.
The same thing has never been so new every night.
All right, you're nice.
You should take some notes from him.
So I hear we're going to Kubara?
What?
Something.
What is a Qdoba?
Is that that little churro cart down there?
I hear they have
Yeah.
cheese sauce.
Oh, cheese sauce on the churros. Okay. I can get behind that.
You didn't know it sounds good, but it's excellent.
It sounds great. I'll be right back.
Is he just gone?
He's gone.
Bring me back a churro!
I'll bring back several.
Dude, that sounds so good right now.
So, you guys, if you want to, you can explore the ship and look around. Like I said, Ransper is the chief engineer. Beyond that, Ravo points to another ship. He says, this will be our paired ship that will accompany us for most of the way.
We have two ships?
I call it the Roost. It's my ship.
Oh.
Wait, just you?
I will be accompanying you, but my squadron.
You have a squadron?
Yes, of course.
Wow.
I am the leader of the Air Force of Stormhome.
Wow.
Yes.
So we
You
have
should have led with that.
we have a fleet of ships?
Well, we have two, so a fleet, I would assume.
How many does it fleet
At least three.
entail? At least three, okay.
Okay.
What is this?
when you-
Are
when you
we in
said-
Armada?
Definitely not.
When you said a squadron, I assumed like more than just Kubara.
Oh, no, the ship is not the squadron. The griffins and the hippogriffs and the riders on the ship, that's the squadron.
Oh, how many hippogriffs are coming along with us?
Well, along that ship, we'll only have a handful. They'll be there to kind of protect us as we go along. But protecting Stormhome, there are dozens.
Now, I've heard that things have kind of fallen apart outside of Stormhome.
Oh, yes.
Over there by Ondare, it's not so great anymore.
Yes.
What kind of resistance should we expect flying to the east?
Well, I'm sure that Lordran filled you in on this, but there have been a lot of strange goings on ever since what happened at the Whispering Rock, and the climate has caused a whole bunch of concerns for many different places. So everyone is a little agitated. So,
But we'll be safe in the sky.
no.
Are there like a lot of new flying threats?
No new ones, but there have always been many.
What kind of threats?
Pirates, dragons, all sorts of winged creatures and beasts, angry giants with rocks from the ground.
Ooh, we should fly higher than those.
Yeah, it can
We
be.
can throw a lot higher than you might think.
Okay.
Now I am starting to question the sparkly design.
Yeah,
Oh well, we'll be fine.
Brittany, he's
That's why we
questioning
have you
sparkling
guys.
Design.
Yes.
Sparkling design.
He's questioning the sparkling design,
Who,
Brittany.
I'm sorry, I was busy figuring out a name for this ship. What?
We're going to die.
We're not going
It's not
to
the most strategic color palette, but perhaps it is to inspire.
Listen, the Black Pearl is a great ship.
Ooh,
black-
isn't that a video film?
It was, but I'm stealing it.
Also, I'm remembering that story. Wasn't it sunk?
And wasn't it also a pirate ship itself?
Yes.
Best way to avoid pirates is to look like one yourself. Run that black flag.
Yes.
Well, we should probably not do that.
No, probably not.
No, there's already one there, though.
That'll probably confuse the roost. That'll really mess with us. We won't do that.
Okay. How long will it take to travel to?
Hopefully only a few days, but it's with the weather and with what could possibly happen.
Giants.
Yeah.
Giants, yes. Detours, we'll say. Perhaps a week, maybe
Okay.
more.
I think I'm gonna head on down and talk to Ransper. It's been a bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if there are any things that you would like to take care of before we leave, now would be the time to do that, because once we leave, we will not be coming back to Stormhome for quite some time.
Wait. Where's Felicia been this entire time? I have a rat. His name's Felicia. Has anybody been taking care of her?
No.
I hope
She
you know.
takes care of herself.
There's only one way for me to call her, and you're not gonna like it.
Maybe you should do it off the ship.
Well, I mean,
But you have a cull for your pet? That's wonderful.
You don't want to have it on the ship.
Oh, but if you need your companion, your loyal companion, I mean,
I'm
myself and Benji are inseparable, and if you don't have your
tell you
Felicia,
as we're leaving, I'll call her. Okay? Ooh. We'll be safe on the ship.
I'm pretty sure I must have given her to Helcha at some point.
All right, I'll check with Helcha.
Yeah, I would check with her first.
That would be wise. Just in the future, if I'm ever out for 3 weeks, somebody please take care of my rat. I would do the same for you. Probably.
I will always help any animal in need.
Any animal,
Certainly.
even if there were like hypothetically 500 coming your way.
Well, it's a lot of mouths to feed, but I'll do my best.
Great. This is great news.
Yeah.
All right, I go check with Helcha.
What? Does he have
where's-
500 pets?
No, he has a magic flute that makes rats come.
500 of them.
Yeah.
I pop
It's
my
a
head
bit of
back
a
in and
mess.
say, to where you are. All right, I'm going to go check on Helcha.
And I think that's where we're going to take our break.
This episode of Hero Squad has been brought to you in huge part thanks to the support of these incredible people over at Patreon. If you guys would like to add your name to the list and earn some amazing rewards in the process, head on over to patreon.com/stump by clicking the link down below. Thanks for you guys' continued support, and we'll catch you guys next episode.